100 here, and now 200, 2, and 300, 3, 400, bid 4, 4, and 500, bid 5, bid 5, 5, bid 500. Sold $400. So what is an auctioneer actually saying when they're talking? I'm Mike, I'm a third generation auctioneer, and I'm gonna slow things down and tell you what I'm saying. Auctioneers are really just saying numbers and some filler words. Now, these filler words are really just sounds between the numbers that helps the auctioneer continue their rhythm in their chant. Some filler words that you might hear are would you bid, dollar bidder, dollar bidder now, 5, just the number 5 is a filler word. Would you give is a filler word. Kind of comes out and buddy give. So I'm going to kind of give some examples of what that sounds like. The words that I like to use are would you bid. So 5 would have been 10, 10 would have been 10, 10 would have been 10, 10, 10, 20. 20 been 20, been 20 would have been 20, would have been 30. 30 would have been 40. Another one is dollar bidder. $10 bidder now 20, $20 bid and 30, $30 bid 40. Add now in there. $30 bidder now 40, $40 bidder now 50. The auctioneer just kind of add those filler words in depending on what their rhythm is to sound like. When I say that 5 is a filler word, you can do 25 and now 35, 35, 45, 45, 55, 55 and 65, 75, 85, 85 and 95. So that's a filler word. So when it comes to the numbers for an auctioneer, in America, typically there's 2 numbers that the auctioneer is saying. One is the amount that is already bid. A bidder already placed a bid for that amount, like 100. And then the auctioneer is asking for the next increment up, like 200. So it would sound like this. 100 here, and now 200. 100 on the bid, now 2, bid 2, bid 2, bid 2. 100 on the bidder, now 200. 100 here, now 200. So he's going back and forth between those 2 numbers. When that $200 bidder places that bid, then that auctioneer goes back to the first bidder to see if they want to do 300. 100 here, and now 200, 200, and now 300, 3, 3, bid 3, 3, bid 3, and now 400. And it keeps going up until there's no more bidding. So how does an auctioneer practice? So when I went to auction school, there were a lot of tongue twisters and number drills that we did a couple times a day. One of those is the ragged rascal. It goes like this. Around the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal ran. Around the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal ran. It helps with some rhythm, it helps with the kind of sound in your chant. Another one is engine number 9. Engine number 9 running down Chicago line. If the engine jumps the track, you will get your money back. You repeat that over and over and over again. Another good one for the t sound, the T, is Tommy Atatimus. Tommy Atatimus took 2 T's, tied on the top of 2 tall trees. Tommy Atatimus took 2 T's, tied on the top of 2 tall trees. Another good one is the woodchuck or the woodpecker. You can just kind of switch them up. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood. How much wood would a woodpecker peck if a woodpecker could peck wood? A woodpecker would peck as much wood as a woodpecker could if a woodpecker could peck wood. My favorite tongue twister is Betty Botter. Now, at the end of it, some auctioneers add numbers to that rhythm just as practice. It goes like this. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter. So she bought a bit of better butter, put it in her better batter, made her bitter, better. So does better. Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90. So that's another way to practice. So now that you know what an auctioneer is saying, you can pull out the numbers, you can pull out the filler words, you can even practice yourself if you want to.